You are recording.
So I'm going to call the meeting to order. Members present at the moment.
Sorry.
I can get this off my screen. Hold on. Full screen. Okay, members present are myself. When I call your names, answer. Bob,
Here.
Bruce.
Here.
Okay, and I'm present, and Tom's trying to come back in. Somebody want a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll move it, Bob.
Okay. Is there a second, Bruce?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Bob? Bob, I have to call the order.
Oh, sorry.
Are you yes on the agenda?
Yes.
Bruce?
Aye.
Okay, and I'm there. Approval of the minutes as amended. Anybody have any problem with these minutes? Bob?
No, no problem.
Okay, Bruce, any problem with the minutes as they were corrected?
Negative.
All right, somebody make a motion.
Bob will make it.
Okay, and Bruce, you second.
Aye.
Okay, then I have to call the roll call. Bob,
Aye, yes.
Bruce,
Aye.
and myself. Okay, there isn't any public comment, and now I gotta
Madam,
put this.
Madam.
Oh, Tom's here.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. Now I gotta read that thing, right, Kathy?
Yes, please.
I gotta go get it now.
What?
Exit full screen. Here it is, somewhere in here. Okay, script for remotely conducted open meetings, new public participation guidelines. Members of the public wishing to participate must use their full names or Zoom access. Full names are not posted. We will not be allowed to participate in the discussion. Town reserve the right to remove any member of the public from the meeting who doesn't use a full name or act appropriately. Preliminary matter, this MAB permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipating the agenda are present and can hear me. We've already done that. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. We've already done that. Steph, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Kathy.
Present.
Participated speakers on the agenda, please respond in the affirmative. The only one I saw was Jill. Are you here?
Yes, hi, Jill and Donna are together, Linda.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning. This open meeting of the MAB is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order, March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings. As such, the governor's office suspends the requirement. Open meeting allowed meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order which you can find posted with the agenda materials of this meeting allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is supported by us. The public can follow along with the deliberation of the meeting. Thank God I'm from New Jersey. I can talk fast. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation required by law. This MAB will feature public comment. For this meeting, MAB is convening by video conference. Zoom is posted on the town website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you can broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body. Available at town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along, use the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do, permit me to cover some ground rules, effective, clear conduct and business to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude the remarks, the chair will go down the line of members. And each by name, divide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold them to the call. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. Any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with their members, please do so through the chair. Taking care to identify yourself. From items with public comment, after meetings have spoken, members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state that their names are being acknowledged by the speaker throughout the chair. Each vote will be taken by roll call. Done. I'll go back to the meeting. There we go.
Madam Chair,
Yep.
would you prefer to discuss 202 Eel Point so Jill and Sana can move on with their day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me change my notes here. Okay. We do have members of the public here for one of the items, which is 202 Eel Point Road.
Oh, we're just, yes. Oh, I thought we were.
And Shauna Payne and Jill Veith are here as representatives for the applicant. Let me state up front that I had to go out to Eel Point anyway. Unfortunately, I kept going on Eel Point. Don't do that. When you get to somewhere around the 190s, turn around and go back and go all the way up Madaket Road instead, just as a word of caution. I didn't think I was going to come out alive. So I did go down. I took a bunch of pictures. I will be giving them their pictures, but I took a bunch of pictures all the way out Eel Point Road and then around towards Fisher's Landing. And I got to say, half the structures are already white and far more visible than this structure. When you're standing in the road, you can't really get a good eyeball on this structure at all. You can see the top part of it coming down Eel Point Road, the part you shouldn't be on. So that's my take on this. Jill and Sana, you want to tell them what you want to do?
Yeah, so basically we want to do white trim with white windows is our client's first wish. We will not be doing any of the railing white. That will all stay natural. And the roof walk will also stay completely natural with a shingled skirt. Really from the road, from the front of the driveway, the only thing that is visible is the roof walk, which is going to be natural, and a little bit to the left side of the west elevation. So if you go back to the west elevation, you can see over on the left-hand side, there's this a lot of windows. Those windows is a sunroom that we are not going to do at this time. And I honestly, without knowing the client, when the rest of the house is done, she's not going to want to start construction again. So, but we haven't taken that off the application because we've had it approved and she's still considering it. But I can say with, all honesty, with both of us, we don't think she's ever going to do it. So really it's if you see the two windows, you see the French doors and then the two windows double ganged on either side. If you ignore those three windows off to the side, that's the corner that's actually visible. And if we want to show, we can screen share a picture of what it looks like from
the road.
From the road.
Can I screen share? Would that be okay?
Yeah, do you
Yes,
know how to do it?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, but just to be clear, where the fireplace is all the way to the left, I mean, none of that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's not going to be there.
If I knew how to screen share, I'd send the picture.
Yeah, I went out this morning and took some extra pictures. So
Okay.
we're going to,
This one?
yeah. So this is what it looks like from the road. As you can see the chimney and you can see the roof walk, which is going to be natural. And then the railing on the left-hand side on the second floor, that's all going to stay natural. So it's only that corner column that's really visible from the front of the house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, obviously a lot of
And this is
vegetation, everything. And then if we screen share our next door neighbor on the left, hold on.
Pulling that up. And this is
So-
the neighbor, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the neighbor that's on the left, which is on Eel Point. It's not set back at all. Its address is around the corner, but
We don't have that picture up. You still got the
Oh,
driveway picture up.
oh,
I'm sorry. Hold on.
okay.
I'm new to screen sharing. Please forgive me.
I don't know if I ever want to know how to screen share.
You don't.
Okay, so can you see that one now?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the next door neighbor on the left-hand side with the white roof walk, white trim, white windows on the road. And we are set back considerably on our client's property. So that's just,
Yeah.
the house across the street, 205, has white trim with black windows. We would, if white on white would be too much for our house, our client is willing to concede and possibly go black windows.
Right. She just really wants the white trim. She had that on her house in Starbuck and It's just a big part of, I think that's why she liked this house actually, because it's a little more traditional looking than some of the neighbors, especially 205, which is very modern. And, I think that was her hope.
Mhm.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob,
I have no problem with this. Sounds fine to me.
okay, Tom? I know you're there, Tom, somewhere.
Tom, you're
Kathy?
on mute.
Do you see him?
I do. Tom, you're.
Okay,
Okay.
I have no problem.
Okay. Bruce?
I have really no issues. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I have no issues. Question though. The skirting of the roof walk, it's common in some areas and it's not common in others. And I'd like your opinion whether this is typical for the West End and this area. I see the photograph of the neighbor and it appears that one is skirted. So I just wanted to know what the group feels about the skirting of the roof walk.
Now, roof walk skirting was discouraged for my first 15 years on the HTC. And then they started to do them because people were using shafts, because the traditional way of getting to a roof walk was pretty dangerous in general, especially with some of the pitches and the heights. So they started allowing them to shingle them to hide the shafts, because looking at a shaft on the front of a building or even in the rear of the building that's visible was not that preferable to having it shingled. And I'm seeing an awful lot more shingled skirts now than I did before. So it's not uncommon to have them all over the place because there are actually rooms or shafts underneath them.
Well, thank you for that explanation. That straightens me out. I appreciate it.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? If
I do.
somebody
I've
wants
got
to
a
make-
question. I just wanted to ask Jill and Son if you could send me those pictures.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Thanks.
no
For your
problem.
I'll have
file.
more pictures later on.
So,
If you want, we can show you a
We can-
picture of the neighbor that also has the shingled skirting.
yeah, so
And it blends in really nicely, I think.
can you see this picture here?
I'm gonna,
Oh,
hold on.
Not yet.
And they have a wood roof, don't they? Guys,
Do we?
yeah,
This two? Yeah, it's a red cedar roof. They're gonna re-shingle and re-roof it, so that's why we wanted to get it all done now.
yeah, so if you go.
okay. Send the pictures to Kathy. I'll send my
Yeah.
pictures to you guys.
The
Okay.
more information, the better.
Yeah, basically the next door neighbor house 212, which is right to the right,
Yeah.
that one has a shingled skirt with
Almost
white.
everybody in your neighborhood that has one has a shingled rail, a
Yeah.
shingled skirt. Somebody
There's
want to
a
make a
shingle
motion
with-
that there's
sorry.
no concerns?
Bob will make the motion.
Is there a second?
I can second it.
Okay, no concern.
I think Jill's trying to show that picture.
That's all right.
I was just muffling my dog. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about the picture.
Okay, we'll send it all to Kathy.
Yeah.
Send it to
This
Kathy.
one, and I think what's good about the picture's good because it shows just how natural it really looks. And
Yeah,
this one has a
So-
white rail. We're not even gonna have that.
we're in the middle of a vote here. So Bob, you're in favor of no concern?
Yes.
Tom,
Okay,
Bruce,
Aye.
and myself. Thanks, guys. You guys can go if you don't want to
All
stay
right,
and watch.
thank you
funny
so
games.
much.
Thank you, bye.
Bye, thank you.
We're waving at you, Linda. Bye.
Bye.
And you too, Bruce.
Okay, we are back on track here to Dana Volman, 51 Ridge Lane, a spa.
And bye.
Everybody's got to have a spa. Not a pool, it's a spa. We've seen this house a few times lately.
Madam Chair,
Yeah,
question here. Looking at this application, it's interesting that they're calling this a spa. It's a pretty large spa. My sense is that a 13 by 7 spa is pretty close to a small pool.
Except that under the bylaw, it's a spa, given the gallonage and the size. I'm more interested in blowing up the location plan.
Okay, well, that answers one of my questions because I mean, it's clearly one of the larger spas I've looked at.
Kathy, can you enlarge the locus plan? And they've got a green belt next to them. Okay. How far out of the ground is it?
It's a little confusing because their diagrams of the stone structure almost makes it appear that it's slightly elevated.
It is elevated. Do me a favor and enlarge that again. Enlarge the locus plan. Oh, it's behind the house on the north side of the house. Yeah, it's on the northwest corner, it looks like. Does anybody have any issues with this?
I have some questions if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It seems like it's visible from the west and south elevations when you drive by. That's one concern I had. The stone walls, I'm not clear what kind of stones they are, but they're clearly visible. And then they're using non-indigenous plants as a buffer. And I was wondering what our position is on that.
Where do you see the planting plan?
Go
list,
to
anyway.
The top, okay, right there. Now scan over a little bit, right there. They're putting privets in.
Oh, not privet. No privet. We can recommend, and which is what we usually do with these things, is that it's not privet because the privet just doesn't work and it's not year round. And what they need to do is put something in there that's an evergreen that's year round vegetation. And that's usually required by the HDC. So it's not out of line for us to recommend that also.
And they don't tell us if these are mature privets or are they little tiny plants and they're intending them to mature. So that's a concern. And I know it's not our purview, although I do think the pool equipment is visible from a public way, but it doesn't look like there's an enclosure. You know, how is that to be addressed? And the plans are nice, but I think they're a little bit incomplete.
Well, we can recommend stuff. Fence the pool equipment. Anybody else? Tom, you have anything to add? You're muted. Tom, you're muted.
This is Tom. I agree with Bruce that it seems to be a little large for a spa, but if we consider it a pool, or should we still consider it a spa?
No, it's under the regulation in the bylaw for a pool. It's a
Okay.
spa. Bob? anything to
I
add?
go along with Bruce's suggestions about the privets and hiding the pool equipment.
Okay, so the motion would be, we have some concerns about the visibility. It should be not privet, but year-round vegetation. And the pool equipment needs to be screened, needs to be fenced. Screened. Is that it?
Yeah, the pool equipment, it's not necessarily screened. I would think more encased or enclosed so it doesn't create not only a visual eyesore, but a noise issue to the neighbors. It's a quiet neighborhood.
Well, that's a fence. Okay, somebody want to make that motion?
Bob will make it.
Okay, and that's some concerns about visibility, year-round vegetation, not privet, and fence the pool equipment.
Does anyone have concerns about the stone walls? They elevated what they look like visibility wise?
No, because if they
Okay.
screen it, we don't have jurisdiction over what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay. Bob, in favor?
Yes,
Tom, in favor?
Yes,
Bruce?
All right.
Myself. Okie dokie. All right. Bob made the motion. Who seconded that motion, by the way?
I think Tom did.
Was that Tom?
yeah, I can say, yes.
Okay. All right, now we're on to Garfinkel, 13 Starbuck Road, a deck and a patio.
I really didn't have any issues with this. It's a very minor addition. And they're moving part of the stairs at the south end. I didn't have any issues with this.
All right, can we go to the site plan, Kath?
From the street.
Page 4. There you go. Is that all they gave you, Kathy? They didn't give you an elevation?
They don't usually give us elevations for decks. They just usually do it on a site plan.
Yeah, but if it's, do we have any idea on the, go up to the application, see if this is a grade. If it's not a grade, they need to give you an elevation.
I'm familiar with the house. That's why I mentioned that it's really not even visible from Starbuck, but
Okay. Well, we have to consider from the water, but you say it's not visible. So no concerns by anybody?
fine with me.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion, no concerns?
Bob will make it.
Okay, is there a second?
I can second it, Tom.
Tom, okay. All in favor? Bob,
Aye,
Tom,
Aye,
Bruce,
I,
and myself. Okay. We're on to Tristram's Group, 8082 Arkansas Avenue. Oh, tell me it's not an angled pergola. Oh, I know this house.
yeah, this is that house that sits on, that straddles a property line, but they own both sides of it. It's-
Anybody have a problem with this?
No, it's a short-term rental house. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion? There's no concern?
Bob will make it.
I
Okay.
can second it, Tom.
Okay. All right, all in favor of that motion, Bruce? Bruce,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye,
Tom,
Aye,
myself, okay. And we have 23 Starbuck left. A lot of activity on Starbuck. We've seen a lot of stuff from Starbuck.
mhm.
It's a changing neighborhood.
Seems to be very popular lately.
This application was a little confusing to me. It's really only for the stairs. The rest of it it seems to be something that's already been reviewed and received a certificate of appropriateness and all that stuff, the fenestration and doors. So it appears to me this is only regarding the stairs.
That's what it looks like. You have to make that larger. Staircase, shingle, knee wall. Yeah, it's all stairs.
Yeah, even though the plan shows clouding around the windows, I think they're just using a prior set of plans. If it's just about the stairs, this is Bruce, I don't have any issues.
All right, Kathy, go back to the application for a second so I can see the south larger.
There's a second.
Existing windows to remain. I believe they were taking the windows out or changing it to one, so they're just gonna leave the existing windows alone. So that's why it's that's why it's circled, because it's going back to whatever it was there.
There's a second certificate of appropriateness at the end of the package.
Yeah, they already got approval to do something with that window and they decided not to change the window. That's why it's circled.
Yeah,
Oh,
They need a final set of plans that shows everything they're gonna do.
yeah, Bruce, a lot of times they'll put in, it says revision over here of HDC 2020-12-2533. That's what they usually put in the stamped approvals to compare if they don't have that on the drawings. That's why that's together. If that makes any sense?
All right, anybody have any concerns on this one?
No, fine with me.
Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion? Bob and Tom, the same thing?
Yes,
I can second it.
All right, so Bob, you in favor?
yes,
Tom,
In favor, yes.
Bruce,
I,
and myself. Okay. I think that's it, Kath, right? Is that
You're
it,
muted.
Kathy? You're muted. Kathy, you're muted.
Yes, I'm sorry. I think that's it. I was gonna pull up the agenda real quick.
Yeah.
Um,
And just to let everybody know, 6 Baltimore went to the HDC last week. I did express the overall concerns about massing. The HDC seemed to be predisposed to granting it, provided they did a few things. And so it's coming back for revisions, I think, next week. Not much, though. It was very minor stuff. So somebody want a motion to adjourn?
Bob will make it.
Okay,
I can second it.
hold on. Bob, adjourn. Tom, all those in favor? Bob,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Bruce,
I,
and myself. I don't know when we started, Kathy. Was it around 10:25?
Yeah, I have 10:29.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you all
Okay.
for the snafu
All
at the
right, guys.
beginning of the meeting.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks or a week or so.
A couple of weeks.
Couple
yeah.
of weeks, because it isn't the HCC because of conflicting meetings. So they can only do one live meeting at a time. So the HCC does meet tomorrow, but not Thursday and not next Tuesday. So they don't meet again until the following Thursday. Is that it, Kath?
They meet on the 15th, but that's for an
Do
hour and a
we
half.
meet
That's
this
a
Thursday?
Thursday.
We do meet this Thursday.
No.
No? Okay.
They don't meet this Thursday because CBA meets Thursday. Next, the 15th, they meet for an hour and a half, but it'll be carryover.
Okay.
There's no
So
deadline.
that's the story, guys.
Okay, have a good day, folks.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.